Welcome back to Cheddar's Opening Bell, everyone. Exactly 1 year ago today, electric vehicle company Lucid Motors broke ground on its $700 million factory in Casa Grande, Arizona. Now, the 590-acre facility expects to eventually produce up to 400,000 electric cars per year. For more on this, we're joined by Peter Rawlinson, CEO and CTO of Lucid Motors. Peter, great to speak with you once again here on the day, and thanks as always for taking the time. Lucid completed this construction at a tremendously fast pace. What are some of the unique characteristics that make this manufacturing plant unlike any other?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, it's the first purpose-built greenfield EV plant in North America. It's been constructed in record time, and it's got state-of-the-art facilities. It's got a highly automated body shop, a state-of-the-art, very environmentally friendly paint shop, and a great platform to build upon. The first phase of the factory can produce 30,000 units a year, and will move towards 400,000 units a year later in the decade.
What drives that efficiency at a factory of the future like we're watching from electric vehicle companies like Lucid, like Tesla, that are able to produce vehicles in this capacity, and some of the very vehicles that consumers are continuing to flock towards as we see a changer of the broader infrastructure and way that we travel?
Yeah, well, I think that the agility of a small company like Lucid helps us enormously. We're able to set up and establish our own most appropriate processes, and central to that is the production process, which will ensure a wonderfully high quality product for customers. And that extends right through to the methodology by which we approach the build out and construction of the plant itself.
You know, a huge question as we think about the transition period taking place right now in American politics. Are you expecting the Biden administration to have a significant effect on the ability to be subsidized and offer electric vehicles at a lower price point?
I think there's a real great opportunity here for the US to regain a leadership. There's a great paradox here. The US has got unrivaled technical expertise in the EV space. Tesla's in a preeminent position, and now we have Lucid taking the technology to a whole nother level. But that is not matched by governmental policy. If we look at the worldwide picture, probably China takes the lead in that, frankly, and then Europe, and the US is lagging. So I've got high hopes that the new administration could really run with this and match the technological prowess that the US has. But I'd also like to say that the EVs like this great Lucid Air behind me here in our Beverly Hills showroom, this is our launch model, the Dream Edition. This car stands on its own merit in the market. We don't need the artificial construct of incentives. This is inherently a better car than its gasoline counterpart.
You know, I always love when we get to discuss particularly what Lucid is doing differently from some of the EV makers, but focusing specifically on what will make Lucid successful in the US, but then also internationally as well. What sticks out to you as some of the checkpoints that need to be hit in stride from Lucid Motors in order to see the type of expansion that you have roadmapped for?
Well, cut us to the core, we're a tech company. There's a lot of EV startups that don't have any technology. And that was the case 10 years ago. The difference with Tesla was it had the core technology. And that was the foundation stone for its future success that we're seeing bearing fruit now. The difference with Lucid is it's got core technology. But I'm an engineer and I'm a product guy, and I firmly believe that product is king. That the first product that any company produces will define the brand. We've seen many historical precedents of this. And this car behind me, the Lucid Air, and this is not a virtual background, Brad, I'm actually sitting right in front of our Dream Edition, will be a technological tour de force. And that technology, that unrivaled range, 517 miles range with in-house technology, that's what's going to differentiate, and that's what's going to define Lucid as a brand.
Yeah, Peter, we do have to go, but I have to ask, you were able to complete this factory financing from the Saudi Wealth Fund. What's the cash position right now for the company, and do you require more funding before you can get these vehicles to customers? We only have about 15 seconds.
Very healthy financial position. I'm looking for some more money to accelerate the company, not because I need it.
Excellent. Peter, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Peter Rawlinson, CEO and CTO of Lucid Motors, joining us today.